Rumor fawns, and you're hearing it right here first, that Xbox might be slightly ahead worldwide, ahead of the PS5.
Whoa.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another Xvault gaming video. Xvault here, and today, yes, we got a lot of examples for the episode of the Salty Batch Files. A lot to go into, a lot of great examples here of them being salty and just trying to make something work on the Xbox side of things. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. All right, so as we can see, we opened up with a good cult segment, a good throwback session from him. He seems to always spread that misinformation, and that's what a lot of this is in regards to today, or at least some examples, of course. But let's start off with our first example. Mr. Cold Eastwood again. All is well, profits are down, but PlayStation consoles outsold Xbox 5-1 last quarter. Also, let's not talk about sales, just players. He's reaching, he's really reaching, but then of course Sheesh puts him in the place, as we all should. Where do you see that their profits are down? Because they aren't. More misinformation, just non-stop. He just thinks because he says something, it's true. It's far from the truth, but let's keep going. We still have some more cult going on down the line, but for now, per Eurogamer, Sony reportedly shipped 5 times more PS consoles than last quarter than Microsoft did with Xbox. This is truth. Now Extension, the Andrea Piccinini, the Joseph Cruz, the catfish of the Xbox world here, rebranding themselves. Yes, I say it every time, just so everybody's kind of up to date where we are. Sony officially doesn't have a single first-party AAA exclusive on PS5 this year. Okay. That part's not wrong, but to sit there and say that, you have to comment that section under this banner, right? Stating they have no first party this year so far. Again, Stellar Blade, Rise of the Ronin, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Helldivers 2, which is pretty near a first party Sony game. I mean, it has all the bells and whistles of what the publishing should be, what the funding should be, all that stuff. Similar to Stellar Blade as well, but that one's a little further out there where I can see the devs of Helldivers 2 actually being acquired by PlayStation, and just because of the close relationship in the first one and this and that. But that being said, again, what's it matter? What sells consoles, folks? We go over this a lot in the videos and games and all that stuff. That's right, the games. The games is what sells the consoles. Joseph Cruz, that is what sells consoles. Shocking, I know. But I'm glad you had to put that little in there. They don't have any first-party games, though. That's going to make everybody wake up and go, I'm trading in my PlayStation, we're going Xbox, because PlayStation doesn't have any first-party games this year in 2025. Let's not forget the entire year, over a year, that Xbox had absolutely nothing at all, nothing exclusive to their ecosystem at all. But I digress. Let's keep going here. Shinobi, demand for PlayStation Portal has exceeded supply for several months now, with the device doing better than expected. Not massive units, but pretty good. Which is a shocker. Everybody thought this thing was going to flop. I have one. I love the Portal. I haven't met anybody that owns a PlayStation Portal and dislikes the Portal. Now, the other portion of this, as you can see, Matt Piscatella. Oh, he's got to be the softest person out there. I have not even mentioned this guy ever before. He blocked me 3 months into owning a Twitter account. I had no clue. No console warring, no trolling, no nothing like that. Super odd. I underestimated demand for the Portal, I admit it. The only time I've ever been wrong about anything ever. Enjoy it, haters. There's no haters. There's no haters, Matt, at all. You're just extremely soft. You act like you don't want to participate in the console wars like much of the other journalists and data analysts and whatever have you. But you still participate in one way or the other for certain things you say. And then on top of it, the cherry on top, the cream de la crop, whatever you want to say, is you just block everybody without any interaction whatsoever. Whether they're hardcore console warring or not, you're blocking everybody. For whatever reason, it's amazing you have as many followers as you do. I'm sure a lot of those are alt accounts of those that you blocked, because they're trying to get some information that you are privy to having. But that isn't going to change anything, guy. And I know this is not the first time you've been wrong. Just to cap that off, just want to straighten that out. But yes, it's haters, Matt, 100%. Let's keep going. Let's get back to Colt Eastwood here. If you want Xbox published games first on Xbox console, PC, and Game Pass before they go to the other platforms, let Xbox hear your voice. Like, retweet, or quote this. Look at the emphasis, if I can say that word right now. If you want Xbox published games first on Xbox console, PC, and Game Pass, so basically if you want it published first on every freaking device that you have out there, you might as well let them know. Let them hear your voice. So really what this is towards is mainly PlayStation. A little bit of Nintendo out in the side things because they're not going to be able to run every single game that Xbox has, depending on the demanding graphics and RAM and memory and all that stuff that would be needed to appropriately run those. However, that's why I'm saying it's mostly towards PlayStation here. So really upset. They're trying everything they can. He tries again, like I say this every video almost. Colt tries to come off as he's playing most of his Xbox games on PC nowadays. So if that's the case, you are clearly grasping at something here. You're worried about the content you can continue to produce without that. And I know some can say about the Xbox and salty batch files. Folks, even if Xbox was to go mainly third party, these guys aren't going to stop. They're nonsense. There's always going to be salty people on all platforms. I promise you that. So just wanted to answer that question real quick here, but let's keep going here. This is one of my favorites from the week here. Kareem Jovian, the guy that sits there and has interviews with people on campuses and spreads misinformation all the time and is the biggest hypocrite out there, has a fetish for digital female feet, you name it, is really upset because Gaz kind of poked fun at him, and not kind of, I mean, lit a fire under him. But the retort, because Kareem was whining so bad, as you can see here, I don't hate you, brah. You just say and do silly things. Ask Colt Eastwood. I wouldn't take it so seriously. As in, it's just a jab, man. But if it was someone towards me, bald, koala, whatever you want to name, because they're so upset over the facts that we keep talking about and what we post about, super upset, so that's what they run with on that narrative. But for Kareem, like I told you in past videos, it's like Alex, right? He sits there, he calls out Post Up and a couple others, right? On the Xbox side of things. Once in a great while. And then it's like, sorry guys, I have to do it. I'm so sorry. Just do a piece of the crowd and make it seem like they're indifferent in a way. Not the case. So Kareem, again, as you can see here, and you guys don't post silly things either sometimes. I mean, I talk to you guys privately through DMs. You can message me about it, not give the ponies too much credit, and then have them flood my tweets with this crap. LOL. Yeah. Okay. Look what you did. You gave more ammunition towards me. You give ammunition towards yourself, Kareem, but yes, Gaz did help enhance those flames, right? That's what he did. But he wanted to turn around and say, don't hate me too much. We're on the same side. We're on the same side against these ponies, right? And then, of course, Colt Eastwood has to chime in. Who cares what ponies think or say? LOL, capital. God, you could just tell how he talks all the time. It's crazy. And the answer to that, Colt, is you do. You care all the time. That's why you have a retort towards it. You care. Absolutely. Some more misinformation. You can't even speak any words without being a factual liar at this point. A factual liar, if that makes sense. It's insane. I don't understand how anybody even can work around you, knowing how you lie every other sentence that you put out there. It's crazy. But let's keep going on. I can dive on this whole interaction, the entire video, if I wanted to, and dissect it and how ridiculous and pathetic it is. But let's keep going on. And Gaz, by the way, had to retort and share that because he was upset that I did a little translation. But again, the bald, the koala, everything else. But it's okay. Maybe I shouldn't take it so seriously, in which I don't. I love koalas. I think they're cute. And just remember, they do not state that you have the IQ of a koala. You have the athleticism of a koala. They say I look like a koala. So I look cute. I mean, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And again, I do love koalas, so I appreciate that. Just a quick throwback here I wanted to share with everybody. Jez, just remember this. This was back in December 16th of 2023, and we have some folks defending this still. No, Xbox isn't porting its console exclusives to PlayStation. It's just hard hopium from Fanboys. Oh, how wrong you were, have been, and will continue to be, Jez. Yes, this is back there, and yes, folks were defending this, stating, well, back then they weren't 100% sure. We had no clear direction. Please, the writing was on the wall forever, for a long time. This is not shocking. This is not news. This was damage control. Wanted to share that. That's never going to get old. That's going to go in the classic files of that, really, if you will. Let's keep going. Extensions back here. They have an opinion. They have an opinion, so we better pay attention to this one. Microsoft Xbox should not send review codes to anyone at all. Let them play the game from Game Pass same day as everyone. When they post their anti-Xbox reviews, people will have already played them and not be fooled by their BS. Oh my gosh, can we take a quick look, Joseph Cruz, at the Starfield reviews? How little of reviews there are for Starfield, and a good chunk of those are Xbox-centric sites? But yes, let's pretend there's that Xbox tax. Let's pretend there's a biasness towards Xbox, and that's why the quality's not there. Do you see how insane they are? Or if they were looking at this, how insane you are? Just to sit there and spin that delusion is absolutely asinine and crazy. If the game's good, it's good. It doesn't matter who it's by. There's not a biasness. If Baldur's Gate 3 happened to be exclusive towards Google Stadia and Google Stadia was still around, that game is still going to get amazing praise, regardless of what platform or subservice or whatever it is that it would belong to. A great game is a great game. You sound like an idiot, a complete moron, as per usual, and completely delusional and needs to be locked up. This is insanity here. And because it's not just trolling or fun, you truly believe this. That's the odd part. But let's keep going on before we continue to sit there and diagnose somebody here. But this is another crazy one here. Alex and Colt together once again here. PlayStation games really do follow the same templates. Then he states, being really boring. And then Colt Eastwood, press square to be bored. Man, and they're talking about Ghost of Tsushima as it's been recently released on PC, and it has done phenomenal numbers. It's having great success, all controversy aside with the PSN thing and all that again. And a lot of people pirating the crap out of this, by the way, so good job, PC elitists there. But on top of that, I mean, just want a quick shout out of the pirating because, you know, supporting the industry is just such a great thing, and they always have that righteous cape on when it comes to people not able to play certain things. But we're going to still continue to pirate because just causes. So, again, the salt between these two right now is insane. Ghost of Tsushima is hands down one of the greatest games out there. Think of Assassin's Creed, and I know there's a lot of Assassin's Creed fans out there, but think of Assassin's Creed, but epically done. You know, I've had my fun with a lot of Assassin's Creed games. I think they're great games, but there's great, and then there's a masterclass, and that's exactly what Ghost of Tsushima is. If you have not played this game, please do so. Check it out. Whether it's on PlayStation or now PC, the game will blow your mind if you do like that open world Assassin's Creed type setting with an amazing story and even more skills and nuance to it. But the salt there between those two is crazy. Hold that same energy when Hellblade 2 comes out. How many buttons are we going to be pressing in the fight scenes there? We'll have to see. We'll have to see. And not taking anything away from Hellblade 2. If it's great, it's great, but again, they're acting like Hellblade 2 is going to be playing like Street Fighter 5 or 6 or something like that, or Tekken. I mean, give me a break here. Let's keep going on before I keep rattling on with those two idiots there. Post up. Gotta have another post up, the flat earther here. At Sarah Bond, he has to tag Sarah Bond here, of course. Needs to go on a press run. She needs to be on every morning talk show in America, speaking on her journey and letting the world and the soccer moms know no COD will be in Game Pass, and Xbox is now the official home of COD. I think he means now will be on Game Pass day one. For the culture, y'all also need to hit the major radio outlets and satellite radio stations, Sway in the Morning, etc., Shade 45, etc. So, Post Up, the great guy that followed the entire ABK acquisition and thought that was the greatest thing ever, is now offering further business advice to you, Microsoft and Sarah Bond. So you better listen to this. That's exactly what you need to do. Scream from the rooftops, because that's what's going to save Xbox in competing in the hardware space. It isn't because of Game Pass subsidizing this extremely to the negatives here, but it is just because of lack of advertising. That's just it. And we need to let everybody know that you can play Call of Duty on Game Pass. Please, everybody, go play Call of Duty on Game Pass. Because that's totally going to save Xbox instead of you buying the game itself. So definitely listen to Post Up here. That's going to do great wonders for your ecosystem. So yes, please follow suit and let's see what happens after that. Truly. Let's see. For the sake of time here, I will do one more here. This is one I think is more important. I'll save the other one for later, perhaps for the next one. With this one, King David, he thought he was right all the time, 98% right all the time. I don't know where he pulls these statistics out of his ass, but this is definitely not the right statistic. It is not 98% of the time. It's more like 30% of the time. But them PS5 numbers aren't real. By the way, same for the PSVR 2. Let's go. So he pulls up on Google, PlayStation Portal sales will be tracked as a console. It's been revealed that Sony has requested that the PlayStation blah, 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 blah. Okay? Nah. I tried to say this from the get-go. Even when they were tracked as a, quote, console, it wasn't in conjunction with the PlayStation 5. So as Matt Piscatella does state, a note for subscribers and those that follow the releases closely, we have moved the PlayStation Portal remote player for PS5 console from portable game hardware to game accessories. Because yes, it was in the portable hardware, which has nothing to do with PlayStation 5, over to accessories, because that is exactly what it is. So I am glad they did that. But regardless, it wasn't doing anything or any true favors towards PlayStation hardware sales, right? This change will be reflected in the January data. Steady flow, of course. PS Portal has also been sold out the entire month of January. Hardly hasn't sold anything. I hope we could see November and December sales when it was grouped together with the PS5, which didn't make any sense. And then Matt Piscatella states it was never grouped with PS5 because it's not a PS5, just to clarify exactly what I said there. So again, and a lot of folks, aside from King David here, has been stating this nonsense. Again, misinformation after another, one piece of it, right? And that's all they do. They just run with it. They hope for it. That's why PlayStation's outselling Xbox's 5-1. It's because of the PlayStation Portal, which we said wasn't going to do well and was garbage and wasn't a great accessory. But that's the only reason why it was doing well. And then, by the way, it turns around, that's not the case. You're still getting your ass whooped 5-1 in regards to hardware sales. What a huge L. This guy has a large amount of followers. Can you imagine the amount of sheep, the cultish behavior behind this, the hold the line bull crap and nonsense that he has as a tagline? It's insane. And I don't care. Have the tagline you want. Grift all you want to a point, but I cannot stand misinformation and grifting. I don't like it. I've never understood it. That's why I do what I do. But here we are. So we'll wrap it up there. A lot of nonsense, as you can see, a lot of misinformation in this episode alone, but there's just tons every single day. I appreciate you guys all sticking around for the entirety of the video. If you did, thank you so much. We are 1,749 subscribers at the time of this recording out of the 2,000 subscribers. Thank you all so much. On our way to the 2,000 sub goal, so anything you can do will definitely help. The liking, the commenting, would love to hear from you. Helps out the algorithm, of course. If you haven't already, definitely consider subscribing. That also helps me out as a small content creator as well. That being said, I do want you all to remember, don't be a salty batch. And we'll see you all next time on the next Xvault gaming video. And until then, take care.